Hey there everyone, another progress update, and this one is a bit of a mix of under the cover changes plus visual changes, and then a little hint or a glimpse of one of the new major features that I'm adding to the application. Alright, so without further ado, let me get into it. Alright, so and before I do anything, let me just make sure the system volume is down. And I'll go over the visual changes in a second, but behind the scenes I've upgraded the let me see, I've upgraded the DLLs to Net Core 3.1, which is an exercise that I went through with the application a few videos ago, I believe now. So now I've done the same to the DLLs, so we're all on the same level. I've also streamlined the root folder for the application. So the only subfolder you see now is the My Theme projects. So that should make it a lot easier for you to upgrade whenever I put builds out on the forum. You just simply drag your My Theme folder into your unzipped new build, and that's it. Away you go. All right. Oh, and the settings file too. Let me see. That's under the covers. Let's go back to the app. Let me see, I'm reading my notes. I was all over the place on this particular set of changes. Yeah, okay. We'll go into the visual side of things. So I've now maximized your view to the available space here. Okay. All right, so I fill it as best I can based on its aspect ratio. Change some colors here. Change some icons here. And obviously the most noticeable piece is the top and bottom. So let's cover the top. So now gone are the icons that would control the aspect ratio and the toggling of the audio and switching between different modifiers such as custom images and views. All right. So in its place you have this, I guess this summary or quick look of how things are currently set to, like your aspect ratio, what it's currently set to, the modifier that you're in, which is views, and whether or not the audio is on or off. Okay, so just by placing your mouse pointer over the top, now you get the familiar set of icons and options available to you. All right. And yes, I've got 3 modifiers, and I'll go into the new one in a second. So the reason why I did all this was that there was a new modifier that I needed to add, and I looked at my existing code simply just to how the code was written to build out all the available options. And I was not happy with how I did it. I know when I put that thing together in the first place, it was done in a hurry. But yeah, I wasn't happy with how I put it together at all. So I redid the whole thing, and then I got carried away. So yeah, I mean, it's familiar. All the aspect ratio settings that you've seen on previous videos are all here. You've got headings now, so you can clearly see what it's all relating to. And then the same is true for the bottom section here. I've kind of just broken things up a little bit, made the edit button a lot bigger per request. Let's go into a view that leverages multiple configurations. So again, you can still jump into, you haven't lost any functionality. If anything, you've gained. So if I go into text games and then click in this space here, this whole area expands now, so you can see at a glance all the platform specific views that you have set up for the currently selected view. Okay, and there's a ton for this particular theme, as you can see. Now, I haven't added this functionality yet, but the idea is, and one of the reasons for doing what I did was I want to provide the ability to say, okay, I want to copy, and then basically press and hold the Alt key and just select as many platforms as I want, and then right click and then say paste. So for example, you may have created a PlayStation specific view, or a view specific to a CD based platform such as PlayStation, and you could just copy it from here and then simply highlight all the CD based platforms and then hit paste, and it will paste that same platform specific configuration into all the ones that you tagged. That's the whole point of expanding this list. You wouldn't have been able to do it in the current version on the forum. Okay, so that's that. Pretty much the same functionality is there. You can select the different configurations here. All right. In addition to, there are no custom image. There are in this theme though. Okay, so we have a theme specific, no platform specific. Yeah, we just got theme specific, no platform or game specific here. So yeah, I mean, it's cleaned things up, and it's allowed me to fully utilize the real estate here, plus it will give you better functionality. All right, so let me go into the third modifier that I've added. In this case, it's actually the second option that I've added here. It's called Wheel Item Template. So if you're not aware, recently, or the last big Launchbox / BigBox update, new custom wheels can be created, and if you are not aware of this, then I suggest you go and look up a proof of concept video that Farron had put together and placed out on the forum. It's very cool, and it shows you how you can create your own personalized wheel items. All right, instead of being fixed to the standard, what am I trying to say, game cover or game cartridge and this kind of stuff. I mean, you can, I'm not going to go into all the details, but if you have a look at the proof of concept, then you can see how cool it is. Now, the idea is, I don't have like all the components in here, but if you're familiar with the custom image creator, it's going to work pretty much exactly the same as that. So we're in Wheel Item Template, and let's say I want to create a game wheel template. So you have 9 for game and 9 for platform available to you for a single theme. So when I edit, it's similar territory. You've got your canvas, you set your canvas to whatever size, and then that allows you to operate within that canvas. You would then add all your various UI elements. There'll be more. I've essentially just copied how the custom image creator currently works, but this will leverage things like user-defined videos, selected item video, animated GIFs, all kinds of stuff, okay? So there will be a lot more UI elements that you can leverage. And then the idea being is you design it here, you know exactly what your wheel item is going to look like, you save it, you come back out, you can actually see what it looks like here, just like you would with like this, for example. So if you can imagine this was your wheel item, and maybe I've got an animated GIF in there and whatnot, you'll see it animating right here, so you can actually get a preview of what it looks like, and fully active. So if you've got a video, you'll see that too. Let me see, what else? So yeah, that's the idea behind it. Be able to preview it from here, and then you'll go into a regular view. Let's see, we go into a regular view, then we go locate the wheel. So what will happen is, as you can see, I've got custom images for this particular theme, and this is where I've linked the custom images to the wheel item content, okay? But in this case, you know, I may want, I'm not sure where I'm going to put this yet. It's either going to go in here or it's going to go in here. But anyway, there'll be a method of you now being able to link your wheel to your preferred wheel item template, all right? Like I said, I haven't figured out which one I want to leverage yet. But it will be on this panel, okay? So that's how it will work, or that's how I envisage it to work. And that's going to take me a bit of time to do. But the payoff will be huge. Let me see. All right, so that was the reasoning behind the visual upgrade, and obviously the new functionality I plan on adding. The piece I've got left to do on that one is actually the code generation itself. It's slightly different to how I currently generate code. So, I mean, it shouldn't be impossible, it's just a slight variation. But it's going to take a great deal of testing and reliance on Farron, who has done an awful lot of research into this already. Let's see. I've added some new metadata fields and whatnot, so let's see. Just a little test theme I put together. And you may have seen this in Pyramid's theme, where it's shown an analog clock, and this was actually done using user source, but leveraging the DLLs that are supplied with the theme creator and all the themes that you construct. But what I ended up doing was, so for example, the hour hand, which is just an image, and here's the new metadata field, hour with tick. So let's have a look at what that really means. So at 1 o'clock, the hand looks like this, and then the tick is the fraction, okay, before it clicks on 2, sorry, okay? Because as you know, with analog, as the minute hand is going around, the hour hand is slightly moving, okay, until the top of the hour, until the minute reaches the top of the hour, and then the hour hand itself is now fully on the current hour. All right, so that hour with tick allows you to actually create an image that leverages the incremental change in the hour hand as the minute hand is going around. Okay. As you can see with the current time here, it's not 7:30, it's not 8 o'clock, it's not 7 o'clock. So the hour hand itself is now in between, or just past the midway point between 7 and 8. All right. All right, so that's one metadata field. And then the other one was the minute one. This is a lot easier to explain. So it's just simply minute. And all it does is just pass back a 0 through 59 value. And then obviously you link that to your PNG and away you go. All right. So I've made those two metadata fields available. In addition to that, I'm not saying you would necessarily use this for, I want something with a fallback. Well, you know what, I'm just going to pick this. So let's say I pick this as a fallback, and then what I've done, I've added a new value here for random. So if it cannot find an image for that metadata value, okay, you can say, well, go to my fallback folder and pull any random image from that fallback folder. All right, so you can do that. And that was actually an old request from CMOS back last year sometime. It's finally made its way into this build. Let's see. There was some real quirky stuff. Let me go into a blank view. And then go into my, let me change it to white. I don't think it really matters because this was never, did I implement this? I can't remember what's out on the forum build or not. But anyway, the menu that pops up here, if you can see, it has a slight shadow, or it casts a slight shadow when it's visible. I didn't realize this, but when the menu bar physically moves off screen, it wasn't off screen enough, and there were a couple of pixels of the shadow still visible. And I just thought it was my laptop being dirty until I kept noticing it on here, on my TV screen. I'm like, I know this isn't dirty. So yeah, come to find out, it was actually the shadow being cast by the menu. So I fixed that, so it's fully off screen now, including the shadow. Yeah, I guess while I'm at it, I've improved the performance of this. The hit detection is a lot faster. That actually looked very quirky. Is it because I'm slightly out of range here? Linear gradient. Yeah. Sometimes it would take like 2 key presses to pick up the reticle, but now you can do it in a single press. So hit detection has been improved, and with it, performance is improved too when you're actually moving these around screen. Yep. Let's see what else. New logo. It's not so noticeable, but I'll show you the color variant. New logo. The actual logo itself has been completely redone. and still leveraging the Launchbox colors. And that logo is actually present pretty much everywhere. Let's see if we go back to the truth. This is actually using the community logo here. And let's see, settings, it's in here. And publish, it's here. So I've replaced all the existing logos with a new one, and it's higher quality as well. And obviously the one up here. Let's see, what else? I think that's pretty much it. I did mention the previous video. I've requested some new animation triggers from the Launchbox BigBox team. That hasn't occurred yet. So when it does, then I can demonstrate that. So I really don't have anything to demonstrate at this point. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it since the last video. And I've essentially got 2.5 items remaining on this build. Now granted, I do get sidetracked here and there. Sometimes in order to complete a task, I have to complete a couple of other tasks before I get back to where I need to be. So even though it looks fairly kind of random that I'm just doing stuff for the sake of doing it, it's not true. Like this one, for example, in order to add a new icon, there were things I wasn't happy about, and just for future maintenance, it would be a lot of work continuing to use the same kind of methodology going forward. So I figured might as well change it all now, so it's a lot easier going forward. Hence a complete revamp on the top and bottom here. So there is kind of method to my madness. Let's see, 2.5 items, yes. So so I've written half of the wheel item template. All the UI is done, and I mentioned that the only thing remaining now is the code generation, which is a slightly different variant or slightly different variation of what I do today, or I think it will be, and which is no big deal. I can handle that. So it will probably take me next weekend to kind of get up to speed on how all that stuff works, and so look out for a proof of concept on that one. I have the adorners to finish off. Okay, so you can move, resize adorners and rotate. That's the other one. And then the last one is, let me see. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it. The other one is not even worth discussing. So yeah, I've got 2.5 items to complete, and then this release will go into full testing, and then released on the forum. So we're not too far away. But anyway, there's another progress update for you. I hope you like what you see. I think it's coming together quite nicely. You know, again, if you've got any other further ideas of how this stuff could be further expanded upon, feel free. Send me a message on the forum. Okay. But until the next video, and hopefully I've got something really cool to show off in the next video, goodbye.